You don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds to glow up. I am living proof of that. Everything that I buy is affordable, effective, and makes me feel like that motherfucking girl. And in today's video, I decided to share with you guys exactly what I buy and how I keep my glow up spending under control. Let's talk about it.
Feel like a bird, you keeping me happy, you give me deep. Ask me who my search.
Gotta say word, keep getting me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody, I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love her. I love her. Goddamn, I love her.
Hey guys, what's poppin'? It's your girl Tawana, AKT, whatever the beat of the day, and I am back with another video. If you are new here, I am your glow up bestie, and on this channel we talk about everything glowing. So if that is your vibe, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my videos. I love you tuning in back, as you already know. So if you watched my last video on how to glow up on a budget, you know I am all about making the most out of my money. And if you haven't watched that video, I will link it in the description and up in the top corner. However, today I'm going deeper. I'm talking products that work for me and the exact way of how I track my glow up financially and how I don't overspend. So if you're ready to learn how I go up on a budget and how you can do the same, let's dive straight into the video. So before I get into the nitty gritty of talking about specific products that I buy to stay glowed up on a budget, we first need to talk about systems. We need to talk about the back end of things that are going to help us to stay within our budgets, because my budget, your budget, everybody's budget is going to be different. So we kind of need to know what budget we're working with. So for myself, I had a look at my finances and literally reviewed everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. And I kind of saw where all my money was going, and I put my stuff into pots. And when it comes to glowing up, I have two main pots that I focus on, which is my beauty maintenance pot, which is all things service based, so my eyelashes, my nails, waxing, all of that kind of stuff. And then I also have a pot for shopping. So this is for me actually buying the product that I use on a regular basis to stay glowed up. I feel like once you've reviewed your finances and you kind of know how much you want to give to each pot, then and only then can you start by using the secondary system that I use, which is an inventory system. So with my inventory system, it basically tracks all the products in my house. Not only does it track skincare, toiletries, hair care, it also tracks my groceries as well, but we're not going to dive into that side of things today. We're going to be focused more on like personal maintenance, beauty products and stuff like that. So by me tracking every single thing in my house, it lets me know when I am going out to shop what it is that I actually need to buy based on what's in my home. This helps to prevent me from double or triple buying the same products or things I actually don't need, and focus on buying the things that I actually need or things I want to add to my glow up. I hope that makes sense. And if you are unsure about anything, please let me know in the comments and I'll address all the questions that you have down there. Another key rule or system I like to apply when it comes to buying things is anything that I do want to purchase that is outside of any of like my existing products or is over a certain amount, I give myself a 24 hours to 48 hour think period of if I actually want to buy this. Because again, like if I had the money in the world, I wouldn't hesitate, but I don't. So I'm working on a budget here, so I have to really think to myself, is this something that we need to buy or that I really want? Because sometimes in the moment you think you want this and then you give yourself 24 hours or 48 hours later and then you're like, I'm not really feeling this anymore. Do you know what I mean? And another rule or tip I like to apply to my life when it comes to making sure I don't overspend is when it comes to like anything expensive that I do, like I definitely know I want to buy, however I don't have the funds to purchase it at once, I will break it down into maybe 3 or 4 months and take out the money every single month and put it into like a pot. And then once the pot has reached its target, I would then go out and purchase the item. So again, it's kind of like, even though we are working on a budget here and it might seem like a broke girl kind of method of doing things, it's actually really smart because you're actually working with what you have. And that's so important with a glow up. It's not fussing about what you don't have. It's taking the advantages of what you do have and applying them to your life. So I hope these systems and these little tips and tricks that I've provided today you find helpful and can apply them to your own life. If you do want me to do a deeper dive into my financial tracker or my inventory system, please let me know in the comments and I will absolutely get that video done for you. Okay, so now let's talk products. So I'm gonna need you to bear with me because I don't know the prices of each product at this time and moment. However, I will put them on the screen so you can kind of see how affordable these products are. So we're gonna dive straight into skincare. When it comes to skincare, I'm gonna need you to find or create a routine that works for you. Stop listening to people on TikTok. Stop taking the advice of people on TikTok. I feel like that could potentially do more harm than good, especially if you don't understand your skin. The quicker you understand your skin and what type of skin type you have and what your skin is experiencing, then you will know how to basically fix it and buy the right products accordingly. With me, I initially had really bad textured skin and I've got a lot of hyperpigmentation, but the textured skin is what was bugging me because no matter if I wore makeup or my bare skin, it just looked like a bumpy field and I hated it. Like, it made me feel so insecure. So because that was the biggest problem I was facing, that is the first thing I addressed, and I bought the products according to that. At first I was taking advice from people on social media, didn't help. It actually made my skin worse because products that work for them don't necessarily mean it's gonna work for me. So what I did, I went to ChatGPT. I sent ChatGPT pictures of my skin and kind of asked them to analyze my skin and give me back its feedback on what my skin is currently going through. Based on the feedback, it highlighted a lot of key things: dryness, hyperpigmentation, inflammation. And then once like ChatGPT basically diagnosed my skin, I then asked it to create a skin routine for me to how to tackle this and recommend me products. I told ChatGPT my budget and it recommended me products accordingly to that. So when I initially bought my skincare products, I didn't buy it all at once. I didn't buy the hyperpigmentation stuff and the textured stuff. I literally bought the textured stuff first, and as I was working on my textured skin, I then started to slowly buy the stuff for hyperpigmentation. So you can see how financially I have managed to split it up, so I'm not spending all of this money on all the products at once. So definitely, if you're on a much more tighter budget, definitely try breaking it down into sections and just buying accordingly, and you will see the big financial difference as well. If you want me to dive deeper into the conversation that I had with ChatGPT about finding the perfect skin routine for myself, please let me know in the description and I can most definitely get that done for you. So I'm gonna just go through them one by one and let you guys know what I use it for and how much it costs. So starting off with my micellar water, I use the pink one for sensitive skin because I do believe I do have sensitive skin, and what I use this for is just to remove my makeup. It's that first like initial step to take off these layers that I have on my face. However, saying that, this by itself is not enough. You are going to need to double cleanse after you take that off, and the next thing I go in with is my oil cleanser. So my go-to oil cleanser is actually the Inky List one. I think it's called the Oat cleanser. As you can see, this one is basically done, and I think this is like my second one now. It is a very good size and it's very affordable and it does last, so I would recommend this. However, I have just bought a newer oil cleanser that I want to try, and it's the Ayana one. This one is a bit more pricier than the Inky List one, but again, I think it's just important to have that oil cleanser. That is non-negotiable. You need an oil cleanser and you need a water-based cleanser. Speaking of water-based cleansers, the water-based cleansers that I tend to use is the CeraVe one. So this is the hydrating cream to foam cleanser. This is also very affordable. I will have all the prices listed on the screen, but not only do I use this one, I mainly use this one in the morning, and I do use the blemishing one in the night. However, that is now finished, so I don't have it, but you don't have to have both. I slowly bought two, but starting off with one, depending on what your skin needs, is enough. So going into my next, like a key product for my skin routine, is my ordinary hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is so key for me because I didn't realize that I have dry skin and my skin eats that shit up. So the hyaluronic acid really helps to add that extra hydration into my skin, which my skin was suffering from, which is why I was having a lot of the breakouts. My skin was thirsty. So that is another key member of my skin routine. I also use the Ordinary Vitamin C. Again, that is very affordable. I did try other cheaper ones. It just wasn't working out for me. That is a really good one, and I do highly recommend it. The next one that I have is mandelic acid. So ChatGPT told me to stop using glycic acid because it was too harsh on my skin, and it told me to get mandelic acid and azelaic acid. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'll show you that one next. Both of them are very, very affordable, and they help to tackle my inflammation and my textured skin, and they both did that. As you can see, with a lot of my ordinary products, I have the smaller bottles because they are a lot cheaper. However, they do have a bigger size, so if you have more money to spare or more money to spend, definitely get the bigger sizes. However, I did originally get the smaller sizes because I didn't know if they were going to work for my skin. I do know that I've already finished. This is my second one now, and I do know that I want to get the bigger bottle of this one. It's just it was sold out when I went to Boots the past weekend, so I did end up getting the small one because my skin needs this. Another product that I use on my skin is the Ayana niacinamide. You probably saw this was trending on TikTok for a very, very long time, and I thought it was just overhyped and people just gassing it up because it's TikTok, but it actually is very, very good. I think I only use that about 2 to 3 times a week. So I do have different routines every single day to help tackle the issues that I have, and it works. So yeah, my last product that is very, very important, and it's a little bit, it's not affordable, I would say, it's a little bit more on the prices side, but it's the La Rosie-Posay SPF 50 plus. So this is a new one. I literally just bought this the past weekend gone because my SPF just finished. But I kind of want to try the anti-dark spots fluid one. The other one I had before was the hydrating cream, which was amazing. But I did want to try this to try and tackle my dark spots, and I'm just going to see how it goes. But this, like La Rosie-Posay's SPF, is brilliant. I think it's actually worth the money. So if you do have the extra money to spare, please get a really good SPF. I think it's so important, especially if you're someone who suffers from hyperpigmentation. And the last item that I've got is my retinoid from Ordinary as well. I don't really use this a lot. I think I use it like twice a week. Again, I recently just bought this. I think I've only had this for 2 months because my last retinoid wasn't doing justice. So I decided to buy a more stronger one, and I think this one is definitely working for my skin. So those are all the products that I use. You might not need some of these. I'm just letting you know how I bought my skincare on a budget. But what is key to notice is I don't buy these every single month. A lot of these products have lasted me 4 to 5 months, if not longer. So you got to think about the price that I'm spending over 4 to 5 or even 6 months. If you divide that, this is how much I'm spending per month. So it's very, very affordable. I would say the only 2 products that I am buying probably every 2 months is my cleanser and my micellar water. However, this one I do get the larger one. If you do get the smaller one, it will probably last you about a month, but this will also be dependent on how much you wear makeup and how much times you're going to use your micellar water. But I would say like every 2 months I re-up on these two. These two are probably the most frequent that I buy. All the rest are from minimum like 4 months plus. Like I just bought a new SPF and I got my first one in about March. So I went in August. I went about March, April. I went in August. Same with my azelaic acid. I just ran out on this, and again I bought this in like March, April. I'll put up the receipt when I first bought all of these products in terms of like the Ordinary ones and my SPF, so you guys can see like I'm not chatting shit. Like I literally bought these like 4 to 5 months ago, so you can see my skincare is really much on a budget. And then moving forward, I just buy what runs out. Like I said, these two just ran out. I just bought them. I got this for like £17 and I got this for like £11. So add that together, I spent like what, £30 in 1 month. Bearing in mind my skincare is still stacked up, so it's just important to note that. So moving on to the next section, which is all about hair care. I'm not gonna lie to you, the biggest way I save money in regards to my hair is being able to install my wigs myself. Because I can install my wigs myself and I can pluck my hair myself, I don't have to pay anyone to do it. It saves me a good amount of money, and I know you girlies know, because the people that are charging to install wigs for it to sit in your head for 2 weeks is insane. But if I was up, I would pay someone, but I'm not. I'm on a budget, so this is my solution. Obviously, each to their own. However, when it comes to like hair care and maintaining my hair care, I'm gonna start off with my wigs first, because I wash my wigs like every single week, and as I previously mentioned, I install them myself. I will give you guys some places that I do buy very affordable wigs and recommended wigs, so you lot can buy them yourselves. I also buy my hair products for my wigs from like Superdrug, and they usually do like a 2 for 3 kind of thing. So whenever they have those kind of offers on, I buy the larger bottle ones for anything. So heat protectant, shampoo, conditioner, and any kind of treatments that my kind of wigs would need, because the better you look after your wigs, the longer they will last, so you don't have to keep buying new wigs every single time. And remember, these wigs are a lot cheaper than like things like Wow Angel and stuff, so you do want to take care of them so that they do last longer. With regards to my hair care, I'm just going to dive straight into the products because there's not much to really say. I do a lot of my home treatments at home. I do that famous Cardi B like egg avocado one. I do that once every like 2 months. And then I do my own kind of monthly treatment. And that one's a more of a high protein treatment. Again, learn your hair, understand what kind of hair you have, and learn what key ingredients you need to buy. I'm gonna just show you guys the products that I have and the prices that they cost, so you kind of know what products I'm working with when it comes to my hair and my wigs. On off of my wigs, the main places I get my wigs is actually Shein or AliExpress, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this wig that you see on my head right here right now is actually from TikTok shop, and I've only had it for about 2 weeks now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed. I feel like this wig is actually kind of better than some of my AliExpress ones that I've bought, and it's next day. Like, yeah, I took the risk and I bought the wig and I don't have no regrets. However, I am only 2 weeks in, but even from the way I wash and treat my wig, I can already tell this is actually a really good wig, and I only paid like £105 for 28 inches. Yeah. However, other places that I've bought really good hair is Shein. If you are gonna buy a wig off Shein, only buy wigs of 9 AM hair. And if you shop for Shein a lot, you will get like coupons, so whatever they're charging, you won't ever pay that price. I think the most I've ever paid for a wig on Shein is like £160, and the quality is actually really good. Minimum shedding, is soft, and if you look after and treat your hair really well, it will last long. Like, I've still got the wigs now, like just in my drawer. If you have guys watched my videos, you will see all the wigs that I have worn on my channel, none of them are over £200, not a single one. And you guys can see from raw footage what my wigs look like, so it speaks for itself. AliExpress, I do have some vendors. However, would I recommend them to you guys? Not really. I feel like they do have a lot of shedding, and for someone like yourself who is a beginner, maybe in wigs, and is on a budget, I wouldn't recommend those sellers to you. However, if you are looking for affordable wigs on places like AliExpress, please read the reviews and watch out for them little fake profiles that use like people from Instagram or TikTok. They're not real, but you can tell when a review is real based on the photos and how the comment is written. So just read through reviews. Like, and if you're unsure about the company, go onto TikTok and type that company name in. I promise you someone's done a review on it. Okay, so starting off with the products that I use for my wigs. So this is the shampoo that I use. It is the Tresemme Rich Moisture Plus Vitamin E All Day Hydration Shampoo. And as you can see, I get the 680 milliliter ones, and I will put up the price for this. However, I always get this on a 3 for 2. So usually I will buy this and my conditioner at the same time, which is the exact same Rich Moisture Vitamin E All Day Hydration Conditioner. So I usually get these two at the same time every single time. And then what I get the 3 for 2 is I also buy the Tresemme Heat Defense, so Care and Protect Spray. I think this was the biggest game changer when it came to my wigs, because heat can damage the hair, it can make it dry, it can make it brittle, it can make all of these things. So putting extra protection is so important, and I feel like when I started adding these, because this protects up to 230 degrees Celsius, which I don't even use on my straighteners, but if you do, this is really good too. Tresemme is not the cheapest. However, when you go to Boots or Superdrug and you buy them as a collective, especially when they're doing 3 for 2, you will save a lot of money. And I promise you, I'm not even buying these every single month. I'm probably buying them every 3 to 4 months again. So if you take the cost of adding these, even without a discount, and you divide that cost by 3 to 4 months, that is how much I'm spending monthly on just these alone, which is very affordable. And again, if you have an inventory tracker where you're tracking these things, you will know when you need to buy them, because you will review them maybe every 2, 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how you want to review yours, and go from there. But you have to bear in mind, I do wash my wigs every 2 weeks. So if you're someone who washes your wigs a bit more frequent, or you have more wigs to wash, you're obviously going to use more product quicker than me, so you might have to buy them more often. The next key thing that I use for my wigs is the silicone mix. You guys have probably heard about this. This does wonders to your hair. Like, if your hair is dry, needs reviving, get yourself silicone mix. Like, the hype is not just chatting shit, it actually works. I will take off my wig, it looks dry, dusty, oily, sweat, everything, put it in, I will shampoo it, condition it, everything, get all that dirt out, and then I leave it in the silicone, and it's like I just took it fresh out the packet again. It is so soft. nah. Definitely, if you're gonna buy anything, definitely get this. So with regards to my hair now, so I use the olive oil creamy aloe vera shampoo, and again, I wash my hair probably every month. I'm not gonna lie to you, every 3 weeks to a month, and I take it out. One key thing that has worked for my hair is when I take off my wigs, I spray water and I give my hair hydration. So every single time my wig comes off, I give it some time to breathe or whatever, and I go in with my braids and I literally spray water on my scalp, and then I will oil it with my, this is homemade, so this has got like a mixture of like coconut oil, jojoba oil, black castor oil, peppermint, like all the key ingredients that kind of help your hair to grow. But I wet my hair first and put the moisture, and then I lock it in with the oil. And then lastly, I use this leave-in conditioner. It's a castor oil tea tree treatment. Because I have high porosity hair and I've got like breakage a little bit, I need like a high protein conditioner to leave in my hair so that my hair can rebuild. So this works wonders. I've been using this for years. This big jar lasted me a very long time. I can't tell you the last time when I bought this. It is on its last legs though. So I am gonna need to get one probably by the end of this month, but I would say maybe this lasted me about 6 months, 4 to 6, I'd say. Yeah, again, very affordable. Okay, last but not least, how I budget with makeup. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say this every single time: drugstore over high end. Shoot me, drugstore over high end. Don't get twisted, I'm not saying the high end is not good. I definitely do feel like it is, but I've seen influencers and other people on TikTok and social media get the same finish with drugstore products, and drugstore has come up in such a way now where it can kind of compete with higher end brands. But again, you need to know your budget and what you're working accordingly. If you can afford a little bit more, like maybe in the medium range, then go for it. But again, if you are on a budget and you want to glow and you want to get your makeup routine 10-10, I would try and do it with drugstore products first. So 90% of my products are drugstore. I think I've got the like high-end products, but again, I didn't start off with buying those products. I actually bought more affordable products first, realized that it didn't work for my skin, and decided to, spend a little bit more money, and it's worked out in my favor. I'm gonna speak about the monthly ones I buy first, because I would say these products I do buy on a monthly basis, and then the other ones are a bit more, maybe 2 to 3 months. So starting off with these 2 setting sprays, I am not gonna lie to you, I feel like I run through these every single month. The first one is the NYX Max Finny setting spray. I do wear makeup to work, and I wear makeup when I go out and whenever I wear makeup, and I always set my face, so regardless I'm gonna need to use this. Also, I use this in between layers, so between my creams and my powders, so this does get used up. However, it is very affordable, and I believe they do have a bigger size. However, it's never in stock in my Boots or my Superdrug, so I just buy this one. My next go-to is the L'Oreal Paris 3-second setting mist. Again, this one is like, are we surprised? This can compete with the one size. I have been meaning to try. I just haven't seen the reason to spend 30-ish pounds on a setting mist when L'Oreal does wonders. This is very affordable, and if you want like long lasting makeup where your makeup does not budge, definitely get this, especially if you're on a budget. The next product that I think is going to be very key and helps to stay on a budget is the Made by Mitchell Curve Case. We shouldn't be surprised that this is even in this, because you literally get like 4 different bronzers and contours, whatever you want to call them, and 4 different blushes, like all for like the price. Well, I got this on sale, so I got it for about £15, but I think the original price is about £20, but like even for £20 it's worth it. 4 cream blushes, and then you get contours and bronzers. It's a one-stop shop. And I can't lie to you, I don't really buy any other creams because I don't need to. Like literally, this does what I need it to do. And I've had this it's gonna probably be a year by September, and it is still going strong. Like even if I show you lot what my face is actually looking like, that's what it looks like. I haven't even touched pan yet, so you got to think about it. The amount of product you're getting for the money is absolutely worth it, and it will save you having to buy multiple cream bronzers and multiple cream blushes. However, that didn't stop me, because I did recently buy a cream blush, and it's from Elf. But however, it is very affordable, as Elf is. So yeah, I recently bought this, and it's like, I think it's like £7 whatever, but because I like the kind of, I wanted like a deeper black berry blush, so I bought this recently. and I bought this to go with it as well so that they can match. And I'm wearing that shade right here right now, and I absolutely love this combo. The next key thing that I think, oof, maybe not every month, but maybe every month and a half, maybe 2 months if I'm lucky, is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Again, this was another product that was trending, and I feel like it is worth the hype, and it's like a great affordable primer. Like if you need your makeup to stay stuck and grip, you need to get this, and it's like £10. £10 affordable. So my affordable foundation that I get is Maybelline the Lumi Matte Foundation. As you guys can see, it's definitely getting used up, but I absolutely love this, and it gives me like this subtle like Lumi finish without like me making me too glowy. And I think it's like 12 or 13 pounds. Like you cannot go wrong. Like what? Believe the hype when it comes to this. Believe the hype. Moving on to concealer. So I had to kind of like trial and error concealers. So I tried the NYX color, I think it's the correcting concealer, I can't remember what it's called, but wasn't a massive fan. I then ended up trying the e.l.f. hydrating camo concealers. These are the motherfucking bomb, and they are motherfucking affordable, but I absolutely love these. I think because I have more dry skin, getting the hydrating camo concealers works best for me. This is worth it and motherfucking affordable. Next, I got the NYX Buttermelt. So I got a blush and a bronzer, both very, very affordable. I can't lie, I've had this for maybe 8 months, maybe more, but I've hit pan and I've still got a lot of product left to use. And this used to be my go-to blush. It's got shimmer in it, however I don't use it as often ever since I got my new e.l.f. one, so this one is yet to hit pan. However, because of the shimmer, I don't have to use as much, but I absolutely love these, both very, very affordable. The next key affordable product is the Maybelline Fit Me Poreless Powder. Again, for me, this just does what it says. It is like the perfect like setting preset before my Huda Beauty powder preset, and it just smooths everything out, and it's absolutely lush. Fucking love it. The only thing that's gonna piss me off with Maybelline is that the darker shades, I don't know why they cannot be found in the UK. Like, what are you doing? Like, I see in the States they have a lot more deeper shades, but in the UK it's like non-existent. Apart from that, this is definitely needs to add to it. It's like one of those powders, like if you couldn't afford Huda Beauty, get this, because this does wonders. And it might not give you that seamless blur like Huda Beauty can, but it's like very close. So if you're on a budget, definitely look at getting the Fit Me Poreless powder. Eyebrows, it just depends on how you do your eyebrows. I use the NYX brow glue. Again, as you can see, this is like nearly finished, and I probably have had this for like 2 months now. So again, we're talking about 2 months. I did have the e.l.f. one before it. Wasn't a massive fan of the e.l.f. one, so I tempted this one. This one's pretty good, I can't lie. I don't really have any complaints when it comes to this, so yeah. So going to more of the pricier items, this Huda Beauty baking powder or Easy Bake banana bread powder is an absolute go-to. Yes, it is on the more pricey end, but this is not something you are gonna buy every single month. I would probably say once a year, depending on how much makeup you do. The one I had before this lasted me over a year. I genuinely believe, like, I've had this for 3 months. Does that look like it's been touched? No. So even though it's like 30-ish pounds, that's 30-ish pounds you're going to spend probably once a year, if that. So divide that £36 by 12 months, and that is how much you're spending on Huda Beauty monthly, and tell me that's not worth the money. I'll wait. Moving on, I don't know what it is. This year I've really loved lip oils. Not really into lip glosses at the moment. I don't know if it's because of that extra hydration that lip oils give, but e.l.f. and NYX have some bomb ass lip oils, and I'm wearing a lip combo today. It's probably a little bit faint because I've been talking to you guys, but I've literally got the Hot as Fudge on the rim of my lip, and I've got She's Giving Guava in the middle. I feel like I need to top it up. Yeah. They go real bad together. Get you some lip oils, and these can be used for like daily, for work, for going out. They just make your lips look lush and plump. Get yourself some lip oils if you don't want to buy expensive lip glosses from like Fenty Beauty or whatever. So I can't find mine. I've got like a chocolate one for this as well, but I can't find it. But this is the Chilling Like a Villain. Again, I use that with the chocolate on the outside. Banging lip combo. When it comes to lip liners, NYX is gonna be your go-to. If you're not getting your lip liners from NYX, then what are you doing? Especially if you are a brown girly and you want a deep lip liner, NYX has got you. So I use the NYX Line Loud liner. This is the color that I've got on my lips at the moment, and this is in the color No Whining. My other popular one, which I literally just lost like a couple days ago, fuming, is Rebel King. That is like a more deeper brown kind of color. I feel like with this one, it's got like a lot of a more reddishy pinky undertone, which works wonders with this combo. But if I want like a deeper cool toned lip brown liner, I get the Rebel King one. Oh no, Topaz. I'll put it on the screen whatever color it is, but that is like my go-to. Those are like my go-to lip liners. I buy these like maybe every 4 to 5 months again. Like they're so creamy, they're so buttery, and like literally all of this is filled with products. So look, you can see, and it goes down to the end, so you can see how much product it is, and depending on how frequently you use these will depend on how quick you go through them. So again, very affordable, and when you're dividing it by a monthly or a yearly basis, you are saving coins, sis. I'm telling you, you don't need to go get the crazy Fenty and all these things. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to the products that you buy specifically, but there is a right and way to go about buying them. So me personally, how I would start is get your bases, get your go-tos that you know, your bread and butter, that when it comes to your makeup, like that's your go-to product. And then once you have your go-to products and you know these work, then start adding some little extra ones or some little high-end ones that you know you want to try. Because I can't lie, I do want to try this Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I just don't know when I'm going to spend that kind of money. I do want to try the One Size setting mist as well. Again, I just don't know when I want to spend that money, so it's just up to me when I'm actually gonna spend that money. But right now, what I have, if I need to go buy a setting spray tomorrow, I don't have to be like, oh my god, I need to find £30. No, I need to go find £10 and go, well, not find, but go spend £10 and Bob's your uncle. Do you know what I mean? So that's the beauty of Superdrug. I mean, not Superdrug, drugstore products. So yeah, I need you to understand that glowing up isn't about how much money you throw at it. It's about choosing the products that work for you and spending your money with intention, because there's actually nothing cute about looking cute but being broke. Dead. If you want my exact Notion budget tracker, let me know in the comments and I will get that template created for you guys, as well as do a full video on it. However, if you have found any of these tips helpful, or seeing how much I spend on a monthly basis when it comes to me glowing up, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will probably do more videos like this if you guys do find this helpful. If not, definitely like, comment and subscribe. And if you haven't already, definitely follow me on my other platforms, as I post on there every single day, whereas on YouTube I only post once a week. And if not, I most definitely will catch you in my next one. Love you. Bye.